So one of my favorite things to do is thrifting. And the other week I got to visit my family in my hometown who live a few hundred kilometers away. And what better thing to do than go thrifting at the thrift stores that started it all for me. So I went to 7 thrift stores in 2 days and figured I'd take you along, show you what I got. Yeah, just have fun. First of all, don't mind the sudden change in hair. Later this day, I actually somewhat spontaneously went to get it all cut off. This was the first thing that caught my eye, but it felt really cheap, and no thank you. Stores here don't have that much jewelry, so I do always go through it, but I barely ever find anything, which is so sad. This store is actually one of the stores that I used to go to as a teenager every other week. I would say every other week with my dad. It's a lot more organized now, and they put everything color coordinated, which I love, so I can ignore everything that isn't black. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here, and I don't know if I want to. I was so intrigued by this because I thought it was some sort of cosplay item because it felt really cheap. So I was trying to figure out what it was from, and then my boyfriend pointed out to me that this was a Temu brand. What? Huh? Look at that. I basically got the entire thrift store for myself that day, which was so nice. Sadly, I didn't really have time to go through all of the records, CDs, DVDs, etc. Not that I usually find much there, but I like hunting through it because we had places to be. I did get a book though. But on to the next one. Here I ended up taking these 2 skirts to the fitting room. I had a hunch that this one was going to be too big, and I was right. Sadly, it fit really low on my hips, and I was scared that if I would jump, it would just fall off of me. So I did not end up taking this one, sadly. This one, however, fit perfectly, so I guess that makes up for the other one. I ended up taking this one home with me. At this next store, the only really interesting thing was this rack of shoes, and look at that price. So of course, I walked out with a pair of shoes. So the first thrift store I got to, I actually didn't get any clothing. It was not that much in terms of clothing for me. There were like a few things that caught my eye, but nothing that I needed. This is all I ended up getting from there. Let's just get the most boring thing of this entire haul out of the way first. Black belt, leather belt, just a belt. What can I say? It's more for zhuzhing it up, DIY projects, etc. Then I got another belt, but this one's cool. It has this like angled buckle and a little bit of like this brass colored hardware. Reminded me a bit of like medieval stuff, like a Ren Fair accessory or something like that. The other thing I got from there was this necklace. It's a little bit beat up, but I like it. It gives it character. I really like these sorts of like decorative pendants, and I have a hard time finding this kind of stuff. Then thrift store number 2. I'm really sad about the first skirt I tried on that it didn't fit me, but I just know there's someone out there that's gonna buy it and really love it. Got this one though. I think it's really cute. Like, I've not really seen something with this kind of pleating and ruffling in real life, unless it's like a sort of like historical costume. It is, however, a little cheap feeling. And there's no brand in it or anything, so I have a hunch that it's from some sort of like drop shipping thing, or it exists in the world now, so I'm gonna wear it. Excited to see what I can do with it. It does have a little bit of that noise. Then in store number 3, I didn't get that much footage because it was quite small and cluttered, and yeah, I just didn't want to make the owner uncomfortable or anything. I did get a clip of the shoes, and then around the corner there were even more shoes, and they were all €2 per pair, $2.50 per pair. And so yeah, I walked out with the only pair of shoes that I found. That cost more than that. They're these leather, like right below the knee boots. Crazy I didn't have yet. They were only €5. Let's see, can I actually find a brand? No, I don't think I can. I didn't end up finding a brand, but in styling it, I thought I would do just like a really simple casual outfit for a pair of quite simple shoes. But of course I just can't leave it like this, and I ended up adding this coat. You can't even see the shoes properly anymore. I really love this coat, and I thought I got rid of it somehow, but then I found it in storage at my parents' place, and I was so stoked, so I had to include it. Then for the 4th thrift store, which was the last thrift store I went to on my first day of thrifting, I didn't actually get any footage. It was kind of busy in there, and there was really nothing to look at that was interesting to me. But that's okay. I got this little brooch pin thing. It was 60 cents. I don't think it's real vintage or anything. The other thing I got from there was this choker necklace, this beaded choker. Has this cool clasp closure thing. This was €1. I'm tempted to believe that this is like vintage, self-made by someone. It sort of feels like that, it sort of looks like that. I'm glad to give it another round. So we're at day 2 now, and these shoes were kind of strange and gold, but I would have contemplated getting them if they were my size. Now, this thrift store always has this rack of quote-unquote vintage clothing. They're honestly not very good at sorting what is and isn't vintage, but they try. And also for some reason there was an Attack on Titan t-shirt in there. And really overpriced sweaters. Now this one did look really cozy. It was so big. And here, come here, feel it, feel it. Haha, tricked you, it was itchy. People online have been complaining about thrift store prices for a while now, but every time I go to my parents' place and I go thrifting, the thrift store prices have gone up. And it's like every few months they just raise the prices, so I do really understand people's gripes with this. I have been looking for a jacket like this, but this just wasn't quite it. I also found this leather trench coat, but it was really thin, and they were asking €40 for it? What? This is what I ended up taking into the dressing room. I'm really grateful that thrift stores here have dressing rooms because it makes it so much easier to sort through what I'm actually gonna get. This item was really nice. It was really well made, it was good quality, good material, but the color just wasn't for me. It's not really a color that I wear often, so I did leave it behind. I really just tried this skirt on to see if it would fit, but it was a bit tight, and
I would like skirts a bit longer than that. This skirt, however, was really nice. Really liked the way it fit, really liked the hem, and yeah, I actually kept it on while trying a lot of the other stuff. This was a body, and I didn't notice until I tried it on that it had shoulder pads, which I just happen to love everything with shoulder pads, but it was really sad because the armpits were big. I've never had a garment be big around the armpits before, so I didn't take it. This, immediately fell in love with this. It was so cute. Just look at it, it's so ruffly. Now this is kind of basic, just a sweater, but I love this sort of like bat wing sleeves on sweaters like this. There's nothing wrong with this item, but I just didn't quite like the fit of it. Tried on these pants and they fit really well. They were really comfortable. Also ended up trying this, but I didn't like the price and I already have 2 items really similar to this. On to the last thrift store that I actually got any footage at. I noticed that I started filming everywhere at the shoes. I don't know why. I kind of regret not at least trying these ones on. They were kind of cool. Also, note to self, don't ever buy black heels new anymore. There's so many black pumps, like black heels in the thrift stores. This thrift store has like a color system, and they do always have a certain color that's 50% off, or like every item of that color is only like 1 or 2 euros. But I swear they just take all of that out off of the floor, because I never find those colors. I think this day black was 50% off, and I found 1 item with a black tag. This can't be coincidental. I tried on this dress, but it fit really awkward on me. You could barely see, but it had like weird ruffles in weird places, and it was see-through at the bottom. Just no. This I tried on. I was kind of excited about it because it has shoulder pads, but I was trying to make it work, thinking maybe if I cinch it, but I just really think it made my arms look weird, it made my body look weird. This was a win though, because look at it. Aw, this skirt is so cute. It fit really nice. And these pants too. So 50% working out, that's fine by me.
Day 2, I went to 3 more thrift stores. The first one is one that I used to go to a lot when I was a teenager. I was not expecting this one to go so well, because the last few times I've gone there, things were expensive, things were fast fashion. I did find a pair of leather pants there that were completely moldy. I don't even know, I've never seen mold on leather like this before. It was like completely entirely moldy, and they were still asking 25 euro for it, so they haven't redeemed themselves in my eyes yet, but got some good stuff. The first item I got is this pair of pants. And honestly, I don't really wear pants. They're low-waisted. That's also not necessarily something that I tend to go for. It's like low-waisted pants, not 100% in my comfort zone. They're by the brand just from CNA. In styling these, I tried to keep it simple, just some fishnet sleeves, some flat shoes, kind of trying to emulate the goth teenagers I admired from a distance as a kid in the 2000s. Then I found this skirt, which is more in my comfort zone. There's this really cool pointy hem at the bottom. I do believe this to be vintage. Brand is called Joelle. And I love this sort of like textured stuff, really gives your outfits more of like an edgy look in my opinion. And I love like pointy hems for the witchy vibes. This item, it's a bit more basic. It's just this sweater. It's really soft. It also does not have anything resembling a brand tag. I do have a different one that's very similar to this, also like a similar material, but it's like off one shoulder. So finding this one, it's really nice. I will be a cozy little bat all winter. The last item I got at that store is also a little bit out of my comfort zone in the sense that it has color. And I do not wear anything but black, ever. It has this like ruffly sort of collar and long puffy sleeves. It looks so dramatic. I feel like a new wave clown when I'm wearing it in the best way possible.
So I tried to lean into this like 80s feel that I got from it by adding just like more ruffles and stuff and more sheer skirts, wearing my vintage pikes with it, and I'm excited to see how I can dress this blouse up or down because it's a bit out of my comfort zone, and I'm actually excited to try to style this more.
Then the last thrift store that I got anything from, I still went to another one after this, but I didn't get anything there and I also didn't film in there, so I'm sorry. You'll just never know what was in there. I got 2 items. The first thing that I got was this skirt that I found on my way to the dressing room. It's a bit wrinkled right now. I'm sorry, it was in my suitcase and everything, but all of the little flowers that are on it are like hand embroidered. Like they're all slightly different. And looking at the structure of this skirt again, there's no tag in it, there's no brand in it. It looks handmade. And I tried to estimate when by looking up the brand of the zipper. My best estimation so far is that it's 1950s. The skirt was €3.99.
The skirt is a bit sweeter, if you will, than a lot of the stuff I normally wear, but I decided to just lean into it and I ended up really liking it in combination with this blouse. The shoes might have been a bit much, but still, I did feel really cute.
The last thing I got was actually something that I had been looking for a good while now, was like a sort of like silky pair of pants. It's from the brand Echo. So I believe this is vintage. I just thought they fit really, really nice. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but it has this sort of like shine to it, the shimmer. For someone who wears a pair of pants like once every 5 months, I got 2 pairs of pants.
How shiny they are, and I've been looking for something like this for a while, so I'm really excited to wear this soon. So that's all for my 2-day thrifting trip. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching my first ever video. I'm really grateful that you decided to spend this time with me, and I hope you have a great week. Bye!